And I notice in myself, if I haven't trained for a week, I'm angry, I feel like a caged animal. My pelvic floor, I notice a lot of differences with that. And you get told, if you've got a prolapse, don't move, don't squat,
Mm.
don't lift heavy, don't exercise. In fact, it's the opposite information. You should be doing all of these things, but you need to work on your asymmetries. You need to work on your core. You need to work on your breath. You just need to make sure you are doing the right things for your body. So then you don't injure yourself and you don't go backwards, and you actually move forwards and you get stronger and bang, living
And
life.
it's scary though, like even to this day, because I actually need to remove myself from some of those prolapse groups. But I seen the other day actually a lady put a thing up that she's just had her surgery and what was the weight limit you were given? And she's given 7 kilos, and I'm like, it was 5 kilos when I did it 9 years ago. And it's like, oh my God, it's just crazy. And it's just
What's
like,
that? Wait,
so
5 kilos for
say
what?
when I had my surgery and I had my sling in, I was told I wasn't allowed to lift over 5 kilos. But remember, I wasn't able to
Yeah,
lift Sean. So I actually missed out on so much of his first years of his life because I was too scared to lift him. You know what I mean? It's
it's
frightening.
exactly
Yeah.
that. People fearmonger you because you've gone to see a professional. They don't look at the person in front of you. I had that when I think I voice messaged you saying I had a heavily pregnant woman who's been told she's got an umbilical hernia and she's not allowed to lift more than 5 kilos. She's used to powerlifting, and then she's doing some yoga and she's bored. So she came to me and like, is this true? What should I do? So I tried to actually contact the person who diagnosed her with this and asked, why have you given her a 5 kilo limit? Is this just a temporary thing? What's the end game? What's the timeline? They didn't answer me. They didn't return my calls. So I worked with a pelvic floor physio that she was working with too. And then we started understanding where she was managing her pressure, how things were loading in her body, and she was lifting heavier.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's mind blowing, and that's the thing. And I think as well, like we're not putting down the professionals. It's just literally that's their scope, and they for us, and that's where we had our conversation. Look, we're going off track, but our conversation is us. We both have all this very similar education. We're not PT. We are PTs because we got PT certificate,
Yeah,
but then we've got our
technically.
corrective exercise specialist, which is, my God, so deep. Like I need to go back over that again because there is so much information there. And even for me, learning the balloon, like blowing into a balloon to get your deep core, like
It's
that was
so
just
hard.
fascinating. Like, oh my God, mind blowing. And I still haven't used it with a client yet because I'm still learning on me. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I've always been the guinea pig for my clients, which is awesome.
Yeah,
But it's great because then when they do it, I can talk to them about it, like, which I find really good. So that's where I think as well is like, the surgeon, your scope of practice is this, and this is the rules, and this is it. But there is, and I've always said it, there's a gray area, a massive gray area over here. But you have to find the right person in that gray area because obviously, as you know from my journey, I found the wrong gray area. And, I had surgery. I'm doing battle ropes. I'm doing jumping squats. I'm doing front planks, and I'm still saturated with wet with weight. Um, because I didn't know they didn't know what was wrong with me. You know what I mean? It was, it was just a standard PT. And I'm not saying it in a mean way as a standard PT, but because we've got extra training. So I literally had to train, like, I was in a very weak body, and that's how I learned to be a PT from my journey. I
exactly
became the
how we've
trainer
done it.
I wanted to find. Do you know what I mean? But that's the
Hmm.
thing I find as well is like there's such a big gray area with everything. And even like, even down to injuries as well. Like, oh, I can't train, I have a bad knee. Well, let's work on other things, like because we have the knowledge, we can teach people how to train, without having